All right, everybody. So we're here to talk about fixing copy. Copy is such an important thing in the way you communicate, whether you're trying to sell something, whether you're trying to get more referrals, or whether you're trying to just make your customers and clients as happy as possible throughout their whole customer experience with you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you 3 tips that I use for all my clients, as well as my own copy, to guide you in really water testing the copy that you're writing. And you're going to love it because it's going to make it very on point, very actionable, and simple. And then so after the training, we're going to go ahead and do some live work with you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you the 3 tips right here, right now. And those are, drum roll, the first tip is clearly understand your prospect's problem. Clearly understand your prospect's problem. And this is where, we want to bring in empathy. We want to really focus on what that is, and I'll expand on that in a second. The second tip, so after you've identified and really understood their problem, you want to make a fresh offer that resonates with them where they're at. So it's one thing to make a general offer, but it's another to hit them right when they're dealing with that problem, right when that faucet is leaking, right when they've got that flat tire. You want to be able to get them right in front of it, and so they take action, right? That's the key to actionable copy. And then the third tip is, and this is something, believe it or not, that we don't do well, and that is facilitating the next step. Facilitating the next step. A lot of us think, okay, they're going to opt in, or we'll take their credit card and we send them a thank you, and that's it. That's like the worst thing you can do. And that's kind of like the default for a lot of people. So I'll tell you other things that you can do to make that a richer experience for your prospects and for your clients. Okay, so let's go back and talk about the first step, which is clearly understand your prospect's problem. Now, why this is so important is it will really laser tighten your copy. So you don't want to speak something general or catchy or cutesy. You want to be very focused in your messaging. And the best way you can do that is to really understand their problem. So in the worksheet, you're going to find lots of prompts that'll help you kind of get to the bottom of that. And probably the most important distinction around this first step is that you understand where they're at in that moment. Sometimes we look at general kind of like systemic problems that they're always dealing with. But what we need to do is bring that into something more isolated, so that way our message is not only going to sound fresh, but it's also going to really resonate with where they're at. And we're going to be catching them that way. So make sure you really understand where they're at. So it's time, place, what is their emotional set point? What are they thinking? How are they trying to resolve the problem in their head before they even see what you're presenting to them? And look at it in such a way like you're in their shoes. Okay, so it's really important to generate some empathy and understand where your prospect is based on whatever that copy is. Okay, remember, it's all contextual. So depending on what the copy is, what you're trying to get them to do, it's going to relate to that. All right, now I'm going to go over tip number 2, which is all about making a fresh offer that resonates. Okay, now a lot of us are used to going, oh, just opt in, just subscribe to my newsletter, free trial here. What are some of the other ones? Sign up for, this free download video series or whatever. I mean, we're all kind of like, there are some kind of normalities around user interface and things that you do. You have to be clear about what you want them to do, but you need to express what they're going to get out of it. So when you make a fresh offer that resonates, there's 2 aspects to that. You want to word it in a fresh way, okay, not a cutesy way, or, you don't want to be too snarky with it because you want to come up professional and you want to be straight, right? But there's also creative ways you can handle that as well. And then the resonates part is because you want to get them right when they're dealing with that crisis. And believe me, it's possible. And you catch them through your wording. So when you're, saying the thing that you're saying, they're like, oh my God, I need that like right now. This is fabulous. I'm actually going to be able to move the needle in my life because this solution is here. So by looking at from the standpoint of what's resonating with what they're dealing with right now, as well as wording it in such a way where it's very specific, very simple, but not how everybody else is talking about it. And that's one of the biggest things out there that I'm seeing in marketing, is that people are looking for something different. They're not, wanting to do the same old funnel or the same old opt-in or the same old download this process. And we need to find new ways to give them what they need in the moment they need it, the way they want to get it. So that's all about the customer experience. It's all about resonating with them and understanding, showing more empathy about where they're at. Like, yeah, I get it. That sucks. Here I am providing you a solution. Okay. And then the third is facilitate the next step. I am a huge customer experience advocate. And for me, what really is fabulous is when I download something, whether it's free or whether it's paid for, and I get more than just a thank you and a receipt and an email that's like an automated email. It's a welcome to my newsletter. Thank you for being here. What I want to do is I want to get to know the product I bought. What do I do next? Now that I have this, what if I have questions? Where do I go? So what I want you to do in this third step, and it's also included in your worksheet, is I want you to start asking yourself questions. Well, if this was me, what would I expect? So thinking about your prospects or your clients' expectations, what are they basing those expectations on? So for example, if this is someone that you've already done business with, so maybe it's another offer, you're doing an upsell, or you're coming back to an association, proposing another keynote, maybe something different that you've worked on. Look at a different way to present it to them so they can not only see the value and what you're promising to offer them, but they're also getting to know you. So infuse some of your DNA in how you facilitate the onboarding, whether it's a new client that you're taking on, or whether it's someone that's literally just, tire kicking, checking you out. I'm actually working on a new video series that's going to be connected to Facebook ads for Pappy Club. And in that video series, I'm going to have my training, but underneath each video on the landing page, I'm going to have a little kind of like about Terry video where I have questions from members and I'm answering them very like in Terry style. And for those of you who know me, you know what I'm talking about. And I thought that would be a great way for people to get to know me. So it's more than just saying, thank you, here's your receipt, and here's your stuff that you bought, right? So think of ways you can maybe provide a little concierge attention, a gift, a special note, handwritten note. Those are some like offline ways you can make that person feel special. But it's also about facilitating them through your process. You will get the most bang for your buck when you take care of your new clients, because they will buy more from you and stay with you longer. So as long as right from the get-go, they're getting to know who you are, what you're about, that you're walking them through the steps. And if they're like, oh, I know, they don't have to read it, right? So, but the fact that you're making an effort to welcome them, embrace them, offer up any time or answers that they may have as they go through whatever it is that they downloaded. So those are the three things that I want you to consider every time you're drafting copy, every time you're putting together a proposal, an offer, a pitch, a sales strategy, a sales nurturing campaign. You want this to be more than just one way. You want to pull from that prospect and that client as much as you do push your stuff on them. So, okay, so that is the micro training for you. Again, this is also included in the Happy Club membership, and it's a great little workshop that you can use anytime, and I will have a worksheet for you so you can actually do this yourselves and work through your copy. Some really great prompts in there because I'm prompt happy.